Hello friends. Have you ever wondered what it truly feels like to love, and be loved by, a Leo in marriage? Not the simplified horoscope version, but the real, living, breathing essence of a Leo's heart. The fire, the loyalty, the pride, the tenderness hidden beneath all that golden confidence. Today, we'll step inside their world, the world of a partner who loves boldly, protects fiercely, and transforms an ordinary relationship into something luminous, dramatic, and unforgettable. After watching, if you'd like to support the channel, click the thanks button right under this video or use the donation alerts link in the description. Your support really helps me keep creating. And of course, if you enjoy the content, please give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks so much for being here. Now let's continue. The radiant heart of commitment. A Leo in marriage is not simply a spouse, they are an entire atmosphere, a climate of warmth and intensity that reshapes the emotional weather of a household. Their presence doesn't merely fill a room, it transforms it. Before they even speak, there is a sense of brightness that arrives with them, a confident, sunlit aura that seems to lift the energy of everything around them. There's a reason Leo is symbolized by the lion and ruled by the sun. When they commit, their love does not flicker, it beams. A Leo does not approach marriage as a quiet agreement or a practical arrangement. They enter it with the theatrical grace of someone stepping onto a lifelong stage, carrying with them a heart that burns with purpose, loyalty, and a fierce desire to make the relationship feel legendary. When a Leo loves, they love with the full force of their being, not halfway, not cautiously, but with an extravagance so sincere it becomes disarming. They fall in love the way fire catches and spreads, with heat and brightness and an unwavering intensity that refuses to dim. They are not built for muted emotions. They are not wired for half measures. To them, love is meant to be seen, felt, and honored. They believe in gestures that echo, in words that matter, in commitments that reverberate through every corner of shared life. To be loved by a Leo is to experience affection that is both passionate and dependable, burning with the constancy of a star that has no intention of fading. Marriage, in the eyes of a Leo, is not a binding contract, it is a masterpiece in progress. It is devotion expressed through daily acts of creativity, a celebration that repeats in infinite variations. They approach partnership the way an artist approaches a canvas, with imagination, thoughtfulness, and the desire to create something beautiful and unforgettable. A Leo wants their partner to feel chosen every day, not just on anniversaries or milestones. They want their spouse to know that life with them is an ongoing vow, not a single moment of promise. To love a Leo is to be seen through a golden lens, elevated with the same pride and admiration they naturally carry. Their loyalty is immense, almost regal. When a Leo claims someone as their life partner, they do so with the unwavering devotion of a guardian who will stand by them in storms, in triumphs, and in the ordinary in between. They don't simply protect, they champion. They don't merely support, they uplift. They love with a heart that understands courage as much as it understands tenderness. And yet, beneath the dramatic boldness, beneath the charisma and confident glow, lies a softness far more delicate than most people ever realize. Behind the lion's mane is the heart of someone who longs, truly longs, to be understood. A Leo may seem self-assured, but their soul is shaped by a deep desire for connection, appreciation, and emotional reassurance. When they feel admired, they flourish. When they feel needed, they thrive. When they feel safe, their love becomes even more generous, radiant, and transformative. A Leo's vulnerability is quiet, but it runs deep. The fear that their efforts might go unnoticed, that their devotion might be taken for granted, that the warmth they offer might not be returned with equal sincerity. The fiercest lions still crave affection. The brightest stars still want to be seen. This is the soft truth inside every Leo partner. They give so much because they hope, silently, earnestly, that their heart will be held with the care it deserves. Give a Leo warmth, and they give the world back. Show them appreciation, and they offer loyalty strong enough to withstand years and challenges. Offer them kindness, and they return it multiplied, enriched by their natural instinct to amplify love. They are creatures of the heart, fueled by emotional reciprocity, strengthened by the affirmation that their passion matters. To live with a Leo is to live with someone determined to turn the ordinary into something worth remembering. They refuse to let life sink into dull routines. They find ways to make daily existence feel like an adventure, a story that keeps unfolding with surprise and beauty. They plan anniversaries with the flair of an event designer, turning a simple evening into a celebration worthy of a personal mythology. They create romantic surprises not for show but because they genuinely enjoy making their partner feel adored. Even in quiet moments, a hand resting on yours, a look across the room, a spontaneous joke during dinner, their affection shines. And the acts of kindness they offer are not hollow gestures. They are filled with intention, shaped by an emotional artistry that only Leo possesses. They remember details, anticipate needs, and pour their energy into making their home a place where love feels alive rather than stagnant. Their heart is untamed, yes, but its wildness is a gift, a source of creativity, passion, loyalty, and warmth that fills the spaces around them with light. Living with a Leo spouse means living with someone who wants to write a shared story filled with color, emotion, and meaning. Someone who wants laughter to echo, memories to matter, and ordinary days to feel touched by a spark of magic. Someone who sees love not as routine but as a living force deserving of attention and care. Someone who gives and gives not because they must, but because their soul is built to shine, and to make the person they love shine, too. Loyalty that roars and protects. There is something almost ancient, almost mythic, about the way a Leo carries loyalty within the architecture of their heart. It is not a light concept to them, nor a simple emotional preference. It is a code, a solemn oath woven into the very core of who they are. A Leo does not casually decide whom to trust or whom to love. Their bonds are built through fire, through consistency, through earned closeness, and once forged, those bonds become unbreakable threads of devotion that stretch across time, conflict, and circumstance. When a Leo stands beside someone, it is with the full gravity of someone who has chosen deliberately, wholeheartedly, and without hesitation. To them, loyalty is not a polite kindness but a sacred responsibility, a badge of honor they wear proudly in marriage. A Leo spouse sees their partner not merely as a beloved companion but as part of their pride, the inner circle of their soul. In the wild, lions protect their pride with a ferocity unmatched in nature, and the metaphor is not accidental. A Leo adopts their partner into that same emotional instinct. Once committed, they defend with a loyalty that is both fierce and deeply tender. They guard their spouse's dignity the way one guards a shared treasure. They stand between their partner and the world when storms rise. Even when disagreements simmer in private, they will never allow a harsh word or outside judgment to stain the reputation of the person they've chosen. Publicly, they are their partner's unwavering ally. Privately, they may debate, argue, or challenge, but never in a way that undermines the foundation of respect they believe a marriage must be built on. Respect, to a Leo, is a priceless currency. It is something they refuse to spend carelessly, and expect others to treat with the same reverence. A Leo spouse believes that love without respect is hollow, flimsy, and unworthy of the kind of loyalty they offer. They hold their partner's image, voice, feelings, and reputation with the tenderness of someone guarding a cherished heirloom. And because they guard so fiercely, they expect the same devotion in return. Not because they're demanding, but because they view loyalty as something mutual, something exchanged with honor and upheld with integrity. Trust, in the Leo worldview, is nothing short of royal. It is the throne room of their emotional kingdom, protected by gates that do not open easily and do not tolerate intrusion. Betrayal, whether through secrecy, emotional inconsistency, or dishonesty, cuts them deeply because it is not simply an act. It is a symbolic violation of their sacred space. Others may recover quickly from broken trust, brushing it off as a mistake or a moment of weakness, but Leo experiences betrayal like a wound to the soul. It shakes their self-worth, disrupts their identity, and forces them to question not just their partner but the way they themselves love. Yet because Leo values trust so intensely, they pour immense energy into creating a relationship where honesty feels natural and consistency feels steady. They want clarity. They want directness. They want emotional truth spoken plainly, without games or manipulation. A Leo spouse listens with more attention than people assume, absorbing tone, sincerity, and emotional texture with a sensitivity that contradicts their outward boldness. They want transparency, not to control, but to feel grounded in the relationship they cherish so deeply. And yes, they want praise. But not the shallow, ego-feeding kind. What they crave is acknowledgement, the simple, genuine recognition of how much they give, how deeply they care, how fiercely they show up for the people they love. Their desire for praise is not vanity but vulnerability wearing a proud disguise. When a Leo asks to be seen, they are really asking to be understood. When they seek appreciation, they are really seeking connection. The inner plea behind their bold exterior whispers something softer, something almost childlike in its purity. See me. Feel me. Understand how much of my heart I've placed in your hands. A Leo spouse gives devotion with heroic intensity, but that intensity is fueled by emotional nourishment, admiration, intimacy, truth, affection, and reciprocity. When these elements are present, a Leo becomes almost impossible not to love. They transform into a partner who stands upright through storms, who defends without hesitation, who sacrifices without being asked, who loves with a vibrant, cinematic passion rarely found in everyday life. They become a shelter, a champion, a protector, and a confidant. Their loyalty becomes not only comforting but awe-inspiring, a steady flame that burns bright even in the darkest nights. Give a Leo sincerity, and they become transparent. Give them trust, and they become steadfast. Give them admiration, and they become unstoppable in their devotion. Their loyalty is not quiet, it roars. It is not passive, it protects. It is not conditional, it endures. And when you have earned the love of a Leo, truly earned it, you possess something rare. A heart that does not waver, a commitment that does not fade, and a bond that stands as strong as the lion who guards it. The most compatible signs for business partnerships with Leo. Though this section is business-oriented, it unfolds naturally from the deeper emotional truth of Leo's nature, because for Leo, business is not merely a set of transactions or financial calculations. To Leo, business partnerships are extensions of trust, energy, creativity, and shared vision. Whether it's running a family business, navigating investments together as a married couple, or building side projects that blend love and enterprise, Leo places their entire heart into any joint venture. They want to build not just wealth but a legacy, something that feels alive with potential, something that mirrors the fire and determination they carry. And because their entrepreneurial spirit burns so brightly, certain signs align with them in a powerful, almost cinematic way, creating partnerships that feel unstoppable. Aries is one of those rare signs whose fire not only matches Leo's intensity but enhances it. When Leo and Aries enter a business partnership, the energy in the room shifts. Suddenly everything feels possible, everything feels urgent, everything feels charged with the electricity of two minds refusing to settle for average. Aries brings daring ideas that leap ahead of the curve, ideas that crackle with innovation and boldness. They are the spark that lights the fuse. Meanwhile, Leo brings the structure, leadership, and charismatic direction that can actually carry those ideas to fruition. A Leo sees not only what can be created but what it can become. Aries is about ignition, Leo is about expansion. Together, they form a partnership driven by action, speed, and relentless ambition. Aries pushes forward with fearless enthusiasm, while Leo transforms momentum into a sustainable, powerful trajectory. There is no stagnation when these two build together, only forward motion, only breakthroughs. Financially, they have a gift for turning risk into reward, courage into strategy, and challenges into victories. They respect each other's fire, but instead of competing, they burn in harmony, like two flames that merge into a bonfire capable of lighting the entire horizon. In marriage, this dynamic becomes even more potent. The couple becomes a joint force, two individuals who inspire each other to reach higher, create more, and charge forward with shared dreams that feel unstoppable. Meanwhile, Gemini enters Leo's entrepreneurial orbit like a whirlwind of ideas, versatility, and intellectual electricity. If Aries is the spark and Leo the flame, Gemini is the wind that keeps the fire alive. Gemini possesses an intellectual flexibility that Leo deeply appreciates, the ability to adapt quickly, problem-solve creatively, and transform Leo's grand visions into detailed, actionable strategies. Gemini is a collector of information, an architect of ideas, a communicator who sees patterns where others see chaos. They process life with lightning speed, making them invaluable partners in any business venture that requires fresh thinking or rapid innovation. Leo, by contrast, brings presentation, charm, confidence, and long-term drive. They know how to inspire people, how to persuade investors, how to create an image or brand that feels powerful and unforgettable. Where Gemini studies data and plays with angles, Leo steps forward and delivers the message with conviction, passion, and a magnetic presence that captures attention. Together, they form a duo that thrives on collaboration. Gemini fuels the brainstorming, Leo fuels the execution. Gemini keeps things inventive, Leo keeps things consistent. Gemini opens new pathways, Leo expands them. In marriage, this creates an incredible balance. One partner offers ideas and intelligence, while the other offers stability, direction, and unwavering enthusiasm, a fertile ground for financial success and business synergy. Sagittarius, however, brings something entirely different to Leo, not just intellect or momentum, but philosophy, optimism, and grand vision. When Leo partners with Sagittarius, the energy shifts from fiery ambition to expansive exploration. Sagittarius dreams big, sometimes impossibly big, but Leo knows how to take those dreams and translate them into structures that can actually stand. Sagittarius brings global thinking, curiosity, and the ability to spot opportunities far beyond the immediate horizon. They see possibilities across borders, industries, and ideologies. Leo, grounded in their confidence, builds the frameworks that make those large-scale ideas achievable. Together, Leo and Sagittarius create a partnership that feels adventurous yet strategic, daring yet grounded. Sagittarius encourages Leo to step beyond comfort, to explore, to take leaps that feel thrilling. Leo anchors Sagittarius when their dreams grow too diffuse, too theoretical, too scattered. Both signs are naturally optimistic, naturally enthusiastic, and naturally drawn to building something meaningful. Financially, they complement each other. Sagittarius pushes for expansion, Leo ensures sustainability. Sagittarius introduces innovative concepts, Leo creates the systems that turn them into reality. The dynamic between them is one of growth, expansion, inspiration, and collaborative evolution, a perfect environment for business ventures that thrive on creativity, risk, and reward. For a Leo in marriage, these signs, Aries, Gemini, and Sagittarius, offer qualities that align with their strongest entrepreneurial instincts. Initiative that matches Leo's passion, communication that supports Leo's clarity of vision, optimism that strengthens Leo's generosity, and creative brilliance that resonates with Leo's natural ability to lead. When a Leo marries someone who embodies these traits, joint financial ventures flourish almost organically. The relationship becomes a blend of love and enterprise, affection and ambition, partnership and power. These signs help Leo expand their world rather than diminish it. They challenge Leo, excite Leo, encourage Leo to think bigger, dream harder, and push beyond perceived limits. And Leo, in turn, gives them structure, motivation, encouragement, and unwavering belief. Together, these pairings don't just build businesses, they build legacies, crafting shared futures with the same fiery devotion that defines Leo's approach to life, love, and creation. Leo's shadows, the beautiful flaws. Even the brightest star casts shadows, and Leo is no exception. In fact, the very light that makes them so captivating is the same light that creates long, dramatic silhouettes behind them. Their flaws are not separate traits but extensions of their strengths, the emotional magnification that happens when a heart burns too brightly for its own protection. Where other signs may hide their weaknesses behind quiet walls or careful distance, Leo's shadows are larger than life, vivid and visible, just like everything else about them. They feel deeply, express boldly, and reveal their struggles with the same intensity they reveal their love. These imperfections aren't meant to diminish Leo, but to humanize them, to show that the lion's heart, for all its courage and fire, is still soft enough to bruise. The hunger for recognition is the first and perhaps most misunderstood of Leo's shadows. On the surface it can look like vanity, neediness, or emotional extravagance. But beneath that surface lies something far more tender. A longing to be valued, to be affirmed, to be seen with the same intensity with which they see others. When love feels distant or admiration fades into routine silence, a Leo spouse may grow dramatic or overly sensitive. Their emotions swell, not because they want attention for its own sake, but because they fear becoming invisible to the person they love. Leo interprets small shifts in tone, neutral moods, or absent-minded comments as signals of diminishing affection. Their mind leaps to the quiet, trembling question hidden beneath their golden surface: if I'm not shining, will you still want me? This is the heart of the Leo shadow, not arrogance, but fragility. Not entitlement, but insecurity wrapped in pride. They crave emotional validation because their love is so all-consuming that they need reassurance it is returned with equal strength. Then comes the stubborn pride, the armor Leo wears to keep that vulnerability safe. Pride is both protection and prison. It shields them from judgment, from humiliation, from the sting of failure. But it also keeps them from admitting when they're wrong, even when they know it in their bones. A Leo spouse struggles to apologize because apologies feel like surrender, and surrender feels like a crack in the regal image they fight so hard to maintain. During conflict, they become inflexible, digging their heels into emotional ground as if their dignity depends on winning. If criticized too harshly, they retreat into silence or erupt with fire, not out of cruelty but out of wounded honor. A Leo's pride is a fragile monument, tall, striking, beautiful, and easily chipped. They need a partner who critiques with care, not daggers, someone who understands that gentle honesty reaches them far more effectively than blunt confrontation. Their pride isn't stubbornness for its own sake, it is the instinctual need to feel respected even in their weakest moments. And then there is emotional overwhelm, the dramatic storm that sweeps through a Leo's heart when feelings run too hot or too deep. Leo doesn't experience emotions quietly. They love loudly, hurt loudly, hope loudly, dream loudly. Everything inside them exists on a grand scale. So when conflict arises in marriage, arguments can ignite like summer thunderstorms, sharp, sudden, passionate, full of sound and intensity. A Leo's emotional world is vivid, and when their feelings are triggered, they can respond with bursts of frustration, tears, raised voices, or theatrical exits meant not to punish but to release the emotional pressure building inside. Their reactions may appear exaggerated, but they are simply true to the scale of what they feel. And yet, like a storm that clears as quickly as it forms, Leo's anger fades once the emotional release is complete. They do not hold grudges. They do not simmer silently. They explode, they feel, they express, and then they return to warmth as if the clouds were never there. These shadows, though striking, soften easily when met with patience, reassurance, and humor. A Leo doesn't need perfection from their partner. They don't need constant praise or flawless communication. They need warmth, the human gentleness that reminds them they are loved for who they are, not for how impressively they shine. A kind word during conflict, a soft hand on their arm, a reminder that they don't have to perform for affection. These small moments melt the lion's defenses. They bring Leo back to center. They help the lion's roar settle into a purr. And truly, that is the secret to loving a Leo through their flaws. Meeting their intensity with steadiness, their fire with understanding, their vulnerability with affection. When a Leo feels emotionally safe, their shadows become part of their beauty. Reminders that even the strongest hearts can be tender, even the brightest lights can flicker, and even the most regal spirits need reassurance that love is still standing beside them. When they hear the simple message whispered through actions or words, "You don't have to perform for love," the storm quiets, the pride softens, and the radiant, generous, fiercely loyal heart of the lion shines even more brightly. Leo's negative business compatibility, signs that clash. In marriage, money, careers, and joint decisions matter deeply, and the way partners handle these elements often reveals their underlying emotional rhythm. For Leo, whose energy is bold, solar, expressive, and animated by a desire to create something magnificent out of every shared endeavor, the business side of marriage becomes yet another canvas for their creativity and drive. And while Leo can build thriving ventures with many signs, there are some partnerships where the mismatch is too sharp, too fundamental, too woven into the core of each personality. Not because the other signs are bad, but because their pacing, emotional needs, worldview, and decision-making styles collide with Leo's in ways that create friction rather than harmony. These clashes often emerge not in dramatic fights, but in slow-building tension, the kind that grows out of mismatched values, misunderstood intentions, and approaches to life that move in opposite directions, no matter how much love exists. Scorpio is the first of these challenging matchups, and the complexity of their dynamic with Leo is almost legendary. Both signs are intense, passionate, and commanding, but where Leo's intensity comes from openness, expression, and a need to be seen clearly, Scorpio's intensity is rooted in secrecy, strategy, and emotional depth that is often hidden beneath layers of silence. When the two attempt to collaborate in business, or even in basic financial planning within their marriage, they find themselves entangled in a kind of power dance neither fully understands. Leo is straightforward, handing their ideas and intentions to their partner like a sunbeam laid out on a table. Scorpio, however, prefers to hold back, to observe, to test, to question quietly. This difference in emotional transparency creates a rift. Leo feels shut out, while Scorpio feels exposed. Scorpio's naturally investigative nature can make Leo feel scrutinized rather than supported, and Leo's bold openness can feel reckless to Scorpio, who prefers caution and controlled risk. As money decisions arise, so does mistrust, not necessarily because either partner is dishonest, but because their emotional instincts contradict each other at every turn. Scorpio's secrecy clashes with Leo's need for open communication. Leo's pride clashes with Scorpio's tendency to take control through subtle influence or quiet planning. Scorpio believes power is maintained through privacy. Leo believes power is maintained through confident visibility. And when these two instincts collide in business matters, it becomes a tug-of-war of wills. Even when the marriage is strong, the business partnership suffers under the weight of two energies trying to dominate from opposite angles. One roaring from the light, the other whispering from the shadows. Their shared intensity, instead of becoming a source of unity, becomes a battlefield of emotional agendas. Then there is Taurus, a sign whose nature could not be more different from Leo's when it comes to business, money, and ambition. Taurus is steady, grounded, deliberate, and slow to change. Taurus values stability above all. Predictable income, safe investments, long-term planning, and choices that minimize risk. Leo, by contrast, is bold, adventurous, experimental, and thrives on movement. Leo wants grand opportunities, big leaps, creative ventures that feel vibrant and alive. The moment a Taurus-Leo couple begins discussing finances or business decisions, their differences rise like two mountains on either side of an unmoving valley. Taurus wants to build security slowly, brick by brick. Leo wants to build an empire quickly, passionately, with a touch of drama and flair. This mismatch leads to constant friction. Leo becomes frustrated with Taurus's caution, mistaking it for pessimism or lack of vision. Taurus becomes frustrated with Leo's risk-taking, mistaking it for irresponsibility or emotional impulsiveness. And because both signs are stubborn, Taurus with quiet, immovable resistance and Leo with fiery, expressive conviction, their disagreements become stalemates rather than solutions. The partnership stalls, decisions freeze. Instead of complementing each other, they become two forces refusing to budge. In marriage, this dynamic makes shared financial matters feel like a battlefield rather than a joint effort. Taurus wants safety, Leo wants expansion. Taurus wants routine, Leo wants adventure. Taurus wants predictability, Leo wants possibility. And between those opposing desires lies a tension that wears down even the strongest romantic bond. Finally, Capricorn enters the picture, bringing with them discipline, structure, ambition, and an unshakable respect for long-term strategy. Capricorn is industrious and practical, approaching business with a mindset built on order, patience, and methodical planning. To Capricorn, success is earned through consistency, hard work, and a clear roadmap. Leo, on the other hand, respects passion, imagination, and the electrifying thrill of risk. To Leo, success is a combination of inspiration, charisma, and daring. When these two attempt to build something together, the clash is subtle at first but grows steadily as their differences become impossible to overlook. Capricorn sees Leo as impulsive, emotionally reactive, too eager to leap without analyzing the terrain. Leo sees Capricorn as restrictive, overly serious, too anchored in fears of what could go wrong. Capricorn's measured pace frustrates Leo, who wants motion, excitement, momentum. Leo's spontaneity unsettles Capricorn, who finds comfort in predictability and structure. Even when the couple agrees on the same goal, the journey becomes difficult because they cannot agree on the rhythm. And emotionally, Capricorn often struggles to provide the warmth, affection, and encouragement Leo craves. Not because Capricorn doesn't care, but because they express love through responsibility, not sentiment. Leo thrives on passion, Capricorn thrives on stability. When these two energies collide in marriage and business, the resulting frustration spills into both love and financial collaboration. In all of these mismatches, Scorpio, Taurus, Capricorn, the friction arises from incompatible tempos, values, communication styles, and emotional instincts. Leo reaches outward, upward, forward. These signs reach inward, downward, or cautiously ahead. And while love may smooth the edges, the business side of the partnership often reveals the underlying differences with stark clarity. The result is a dynamic that challenges Leo at every turn, pushing against their natural instincts rather than flowing with them. These clashes do not mean the relationships are doomed, but they require immense patience, deep understanding, and a willingness to bridge worlds that naturally move in different directions. The emotional universe inside a married Leo. What truly defines a Leo in marriage is their emotional vocabulary, rich, expressive, vivid, and shaped by a heart that seems to beat in technicolor. A Leo does not experience love quietly, nor do they express it in muted gestures or half-formed sentiments. Their emotional world is expansive, like a warm solar system orbiting around the connection they share with their partner. When a Leo loves, everything becomes heightened, brighter, more meaningful. Everyday moments acquire the feeling of celebration. A simple breakfast becomes an opportunity for affection. A mundane Tuesday becomes a reason to infuse warmth into the room. Even routine tasks are transformed by Leo's instinct to make life feel extraordinary. Their love radiates the way sunlight spills through open windows, effortlessly, generously, and with a softness that touches everything it meets. A Leo spouse instinctively turns ordinary life into something worth remembering. They surprise their partner with gifts not for the sake of material value, but because giving feels like an extension of their joy. They plan spontaneous dates to reignite passion not because they fear fading love, but because they genuinely delight in creating excitement. Their gestures of affection aren't calculated, they are woven into the fabric of their personality. They express love in the same way they breathe, naturally, abundantly, without hesitation. Their presence fills a home with laughter, warmth, and emotional color. When a Leo loves someone, they become a constant source of energy, like a hearth fire that never truly goes out. They are happiest when the relationship feels alive, when there is movement, conversation, laughter that echoes, stories that unfold, and shared moments that sparkle with meaning. A Leo cannot thrive in emotional stagnation. They crave relationships that feel dynamic, playful, passionate, and deeply connected. Their soul brightens when they feel the pulse of the relationship beating alongside their own, when they sense mutual admiration, curiosity, and affection flowing freely in both directions. A Leo spouse needs affection in clear, unambiguous terms. They are not the type to decipher vague emotional hints or subtle romantic cues. They want compliments spoken aloud, touches that express sincerity, shared adventures that reinforce closeness, and daily reassurance that their heart is not alone in its intensity. They don't need grand gestures every day, but they do need emotional presence, the kind that says, "I see you. I feel you. I choose you." When a Leo receives this kind of love, they respond with devotion so radiant it becomes the emotional backbone of the marriage. Their greatest fear is indifference. This fear lives quietly beneath their confident exterior, tucked into the corners of their pride. Leo can withstand anger, disagreement, tension, or even temporary distance, but indifference is something they cannot bear. To them, indifference means becoming invisible to the person who matters most. It means their warmth no longer reaches you. It means their efforts go unnoticed. The idea that their partner might stop caring, stop feeling, stop admiring, this thought cuts deeper than criticism ever could. A Leo's heart dims when faced with emotional coldness, because their entire emotional universe depends on reciprocity, on energy exchanged, on feelings shared openly and sincerely. Their greatest longing is connection. Real connection. The kind built through eye contact that lingers a second too long, through conversations that stretch into the night, through quiet moments where hands find each other without thinking. A Leo wants to be emotionally intertwined with their spouse, to feel the current of love moving between them even in silence. They want to share their dreams, fears, passions, and triumphs, not because they demand attention, but because closeness is the language their heart speaks most fluently. For Leo, connection is not optional, it is the oxygen of the relationship. Their greatest strength is the love they pour into the marriage. When a Leo commits, their love becomes a driving force, powerful, generous, protective, uplifting. They know how to make their partner feel special, not through empty compliments but through genuine admiration expressed with sincerity. They celebrate their spouse's achievements with pride, support their struggles with unwavering loyalty, and act as their emotional cheerleader even in moments when hope feels fragile. Their love becomes a source of vitality, motivation, and stability. It is the kind of love that makes a partner feel both grounded and elevated, safe in the warmth and inspired by the passion. In marriage, Leo becomes a storyteller of emotions. Every day is another chance to weave warmth into shared moments, to express affection through humor, creativity, and presence. Their emotional universe is full of symbolism. The way they hug, the way they look across a room, the way they plan small surprises, the way they speak your name. These gestures are part of the narrative they write with their heart. They turn the relationship into something alive, something with chapters, themes, and arcs that grow deeper over time. And when they feel understood, truly understood, they blossom into one of the most devoted and joyful partners imaginable. Emotional understanding unlocks parts of a Leo that are otherwise guarded behind pride or concealed behind their radiant exterior. When a partner sees both the lion and the vulnerability beneath the mane, Leo's loyalty deepens, their warmth intensifies, and their love becomes almost transcendent. They open themselves fully, allowing their emotional universe to expand beyond the boundaries of self and into the shared space of the marriage. They give freely, they love boldly, they radiate joy in ways that transform the relationship into an anchor, a refuge, and a source of endless inspiration. When a Leo is emotionally fulfilled, their love feels like sunlight that never dims, warm, generous, life-giving, and unforgettable. Building a lasting marriage with Leo, the secret blueprint. To build a long-lasting marriage with Leo, remember a simple but profound truth: they shine brightest when they feel cherished. This doesn't mean drowning them in empty flattery or offering praise just to keep the peace. Leo can sense false admiration the way a lion senses trembling in the grass, instantly, instinctively, with a subtle bristle of the spirit. What they crave is something real, something with weight, authentic recognition of who they are at their core. When a Leo feels seen for their effort, their heart, their strength, their vulnerability, their ambition, their humor, and their humanity, something extraordinary happens. They expand, they come alive, they become the best version of themselves, and they pour that energy back into the marriage with breathtaking generosity. A Leo thrives on open appreciation, and this form of appreciation takes many shapes beyond spoken compliments. It might be the warmth in your eyes when they walk into a room. It might be the way you hold onto their hand a moment longer than necessary. It might be the small words uttered at the end of a long day, "I noticed what you did." It mattered. Even the simplest acknowledgement of their effort has a profound effect. A Leo does not need grand ceremonies of worship. What they need is the steady rhythm of being valued. They want to know that their love lands, that their gestures touch you, that they are not pouring their heart into a void. When appreciation flows naturally, Leo blossoms, offering even more tenderness, courage, and devotion. Being emotionally present is another essential ingredient in the Leo marriage blueprint. Leo values connection not as a fleeting moment but as an ongoing experience, a daily act of choosing each other. They measure love in presence, attention, and shared energy. A distracted partner, a partner whose mind is wandering, whose heart feels absent, can trigger that deep Leo fear of becoming unimportant. But when you listen with intention, when you look them in the eyes, when you respond to their feelings with sincerity, you create a sense of emotional grounding that allows Leo to feel safe. And when they feel safe, they drop their armor. They open themselves. They give love in its truest, purest form. Presence is the silent language of devotion, and Leo hears it with absolute clarity. Keeping the romance alive is not optional in a Leo marriage, it is the oxygen that keeps their emotional flame burning. Romance does not need to be dramatic, though Leo certainly doesn't mind a little drama when used to spark joy rather than conflict. What matters is the intention behind the gesture. A spontaneous date, a shared joke that sends both of you into laughter, a whispered compliment at an unexpected moment, a plan for a shared dream, all these acts feed their soul. Leo wants the relationship to feel alive, evolving, full of movement and memory. They want passion not as a one-time rush but as a continuous thread woven through the fabric of your shared life. When romance fades into routine, Leo feels as if the color has drained out of the world. But when romance is maintained through little acts of thoughtfulness, they respond with overflowing affection that fills each day with brightness. Honest communication is a cornerstone of building a strong marriage with Leo. They have an acute sensitivity to tone and intention, so honesty must be delivered with kindness. A harsh truth thrown like a stone will wound them deeply, not out of weakness, but because their pride and heart are intertwined. Criticism feels personal to them, especially when delivered bluntly. But when you communicate with empathy, when you speak truth with gentleness, clarity, and respect, Leo listens with surprising openness. They value sincerity far more than sugar-coated words, as long as it is delivered in a way that preserves dignity. They would rather hear a difficult truth spoken with love than a comforting lie spoken with indifference. When communication is honest and kind, Leo becomes a partner whose emotional loyalty strengthens immeasurably. Allowing Leo to lead sometimes is not about conceding control or diminishing yourself. It is about honoring their natural talent for vision and direction. Leo feels most alive when they are trusted to guide, to make decisions, to create structure, to shine. This does not mean letting them dominate. Leo thrives best in partnerships where leadership is shared, fluid, and respectful. But giving them the space to use their strengths, to take initiative, to express their ideas freely, creates a dynamic in which they feel valued for what they naturally bring to the relationship. When their talents are trusted, they step into their role with generosity rather than ego, because Leo leads best when they lead with love. Supporting their ambitions is another essential piece of the Leo blueprint. A Leo without dreams feels stagnant. A Leo whose dreams are discouraged feels crushed. But a Leo whose partner believes in them, truly believes, becomes unstoppable. Their confidence amplifies, their creativity deepens, their dedication intensifies. They are motivated not only by their own aspirations but by the desire to make their partner proud. Your belief becomes fuel, turning their goals into shared triumphs. They don't expect you to fix their problems or carry their burdens. What they want is to feel that their dreams matter to you, that you stand beside them not as a critic but as an ally. Support their ambition, and they will support your soul. In return, Leo offers a marriage filled with devotion so deep it becomes a living force. They bring creativity that colors the relationship, passion that revitalizes it, and a radiant warmth that makes life feel extraordinary. Their love is not quiet, it is a golden fire that lights your days and comforts your nights. With Leo, ordinary moments become infused with emotion, humor, enthusiasm, and heartfelt presence. They offer protection as fierce as a lion's roar and tenderness as soft as sunlight on water. They celebrate your victories, shoulder your fears, honor your individuality, and lift your spirit with a loyalty that feels both powerful and gentle. A life with Leo becomes a tapestry of unforgettable moments, woven with intensity, generosity, laughter, and unwavering commitment. Their love is not passive. It is not small. It does not whisper. It transforms. It elevates. It turns the simplest memories into stories worth retelling. And when nurtured with understanding, reassurance, connection, and genuine appreciation, Leo becomes a partner whose love is truly lifelong, a force that expands with every year, illuminating the shared journey with a brilliance that never fades.